shining light, all but blinding in its brightness. When it appeared, I thought it might just be a figment of my imagination. This awesome formation was more than beautiful, hypnotic, like the spectrum in a kaleidoscopic scope. My eyes could barely cope with the sight of this complicated geometry of light, and just as pure as it was bright, a magnified aurora borealis. My heart galloped like a horse as I was almost overcome by power greater than the force that drives the earth around the sun, keeping the planets in alignment and stars along their axis. Was this God? Was this science? Was this personified mathematics? Static energy then filled the air, and my hair stood on end. And for the first time I became fully aware as my third eye was opened. Now awoken from my slumber, I read signs and coincidences, and I am no longer encumbered by egotistical influences. It's sort of like a sixth sense which helps me with understanding what the infinite intelligence of the light source has been planning, because in the pattern of its rifts there was scripted an equation expressed in the ancient hieroglyphics of a long-lost Aztec civilization, a theory that creation can be conceived by just a thought, and that achieving true elation is something that is self-taught. And though this loose translation makes me feel I've sold it short, please note, defining the sensation is not easy to report. You see, I've drank the ayahuasca, and I've studied shamanism, and I've smoked high grade with Rastas trying to attain this wisdom. And my knowledge did increase, but I felt that there was more. Like a last puzzle piece that was missing from a jigsaw, it was glistening more than before, this magnificent spectrum, dismissing all of physics' laws, enhancing my perceptions, assisting me as I stood in awe at the sight of the true reflection of my being. Through this pristine light unflawed, I was seeing my infinity. And it was somewhat like divinity, the subtle synchronicity of light in my consciousness, and since then I felt truly blessed. So here I stand amongst you all to bear witness to this abstract metaphysics. I felt a love that knows no limits, and watched a myriad synthesis of waves vibrating, which was energy congregating into form, the source contemplating what should be born or manifest into existence, blowing breaths of life from the middle distance, observing us subjectively, with love that's on a quest to be, nothing more than express, you see. Light is love when it's at its best, and we are, each of us, a shining light, all but blinding in our brightness, with energy sharing a likeness to stars going supernova. In short, I've told you this, Jehovah is within us. We are more than just saints or sinners, we're shimmers of light.